my name is Simon and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be doing a review of a scan tool by iCarsoft, the model CR Pro. I have actually previously done a review on an iCarsoft product, the CR Max, which is a level above this one, which also, in my opinion, might be one of the best DIY scan tools on the market. So this being the little brother, I actually know it quite well because I had it myself a year ago and I was extremely impressed with it. It has a few drawbacks, but we'll get into that later on. Regarding the test that I'll be doing, I will actually try out the scan tool on a Toyota Hybrid, a rather new car, and an old car, Suzuki, which now is 13 years old. I think it could be fun to see how it deals with both cars. And yeah, I was happy or very lucky that 24hshop.dk would borrow me this tool for this particular test, so thanks a lot for that. And yes, disclaimer, it does not affect my approach to the scan tool at all. It is my honest opinion, which you'll see in this review. So without further ado, I think we should just jump right into it. Come on. All right, I'm about ready to hook it up to the first test car, the Toyota Hybrid. Before I do, a little information about it. The CR Pro, it is a multi-brand scan tool. So no matter what car you drive, no matter what car your neighbor has, it actually does pretty much fit all cars. That basically means it can read out fault codes, communicate with modules from all different vehicles, makers, brands, etc. Without any problems. It has 9 special functions, and what that is basically it's a service function also referred to. It could be if you have electronic parking brake, that you can retract those during brake maintenance. It could be oil, when you change oil, that you can reset that as well, and it has 9 of those. I'll get into that later. It is not updated through Wi-Fi, so there is a wire with. You need to connect it to your laptop to do that. It seems like when you have it in your hand, it's a nice built piece of equipment, you could say. It is a little hard, the plastic, and a little soft here, a little softer plastic where you hold your hands. But I think it works well. It gives no reason to doubt the quality when you look at it. Of course, it comes with a wire. It's not Bluetooth. I think that's actually also okay. And it comes in with a little nice bag for you to have it in. So that's pretty cool. I guess that's it. What we are missing here from its big brother, you could say, normally there would be a little bracket on the bigger ones. The CR Max has it. So this bracket enables you in hanging it on the steering wheel. This it doesn't have. So what you have is those grooves behind, so you can hold it nice and secure. And I think it works well. Enough talking, let's hook it up. So now I have the scan tool hooked up, and this is what it looks like when you turn it on. You have 9 menus you can choose, and we'll just take the diagnostics first. So they have actually updated the software a little bit since I had it a year ago. And basically now it actually has auto VIN, so it has the ability to retrieve the VIN number from the car automatically. So I'm asking it now to do it now. And I can just ask it here to read. And immediately it's okay. I'm pressing F1, it's fine. What you will also see with it is actually it's an hours after 15. And here are all the data from the car. I'm accepting that. So I'm going to do a quick test now because I simply cannot see the difference between the quick test and the auto scan. Perhaps I'm missing something, but as it is, I cannot really see what the difference is. So we'll ask to make it a quick scan. And it actually is a quick scan because it scans the car very fast, as you can see. And I think that was also the case when I did a review of its big brother CRMAX. Communicates extremely well with all the different modules from the car. And yeah, it does it very fast, especially compared to the launch I have. So I'm going to go into the engine control unit now, and we will view the data. And this takes a little time, so bear with me. Yes, and one thing I mentioned in the beginning were that it had a drawback, and they have basically also corrected that, eliminated that drawback through a software upgrade I can see, because the biggest issue with when I had it were that when I did the quick test and it ran through all the modules of the car, it didn't highlight if there were a fault on any of the modules. So I need to go in and open each one of them, hybrid module, engine control unit, to see if there was a fault. I'll show you when we get out of this menu that it actually highlights it immediately. So they have eliminated the, in my opinion, biggest error with the product. So what we can do here, if I want to see any of the data, either I can press F2, it ticks off all the boxes, F1, and it says done, and immediately you have all the values down here. You can also choose them one by one instead. If I want to go in and see now the throttle sensor voltage, which I'm highlighting now, I press enter. I press F1, and then I get it as a graph. I accidentally made a recording. That was not what I wanted. I wanted to show this graph. And one thing I want to mention also, while we're at it showing the graph, is that if you are the type of person who uses the graph for data logging, basically viewing those data streams live, you can only show one graph at a time. So if you want the engine load and RPM or short-term fuel trim compared to a lambda reading or whatever, you cannot have that simultaneously. You can only do one graph at a time. So this is what it looks like, but otherwise, yes, it looks good. Now I'm gonna go out, and if there were any, yeah, we can read the fault code, no fault code. I'm gonna go F1 for escape. So it's easy to navigate in. It's very easy, and this is also, in my opinion, like the CRMAX, where iCarsoft is much more clever made than perhaps the launch product I have. It's much more intuitive, it's easy for the user to understand, and you quickly get familiar with the product, basically. So this is now the update they have done to a software. Basically, in the right side of the screen, you can actually see there is a fault. It highlights it, it makes it red. And when I had it a year or 1.5 years ago, it didn't do that. And that was really annoying, because if there were a fault in any of the modules, I need to go and open them individually to see if there was a fault. And now it is corrected, so I cannot hold that up against them anymore. Yes, I want to exit. So the auto scan was basically the same as the first control unit. Instead of doing a scan of all systems, you can choose one of them individually. And here are some service functions which is only related to this Toyota hybrid. And I don't know if it is the same functionality that I get when we move on to the service function menu. Anyway, I think that this is some brand specific service function which is available here. And this does take a little time, you can see. So, battery management system, ABS bleeding, and tire pressure monitor. So that's it. Now gonna go back to the main menu. And remember, if you buy it, the first thing you probably should do is to hook it up so you get it with all the latest software. So these are the service function, and you have 9 to choose from. Basically, what you see is what you get if you want to change oil reset, electronic parking braking, battery management. If you want to calibrate the throttle position or sensor, I'm sitting very, very bad for this review. Sorry about that. Steering angle sensor calibration, diesel particle filter regeneration, ABS bleeding, injector calibrating, and tire pressure monitor. And it's hard for me to say how it works on your car because these are some generic service functions, and if you don't have it on your car, of course you don't. If you don't have a particle filter on your car, you cannot use that function, of course. So what I can say is I have used it previously when I had it, and it never really failed on any of the cars I did at that time. So you are able to see what is the battery voltage in this current state. And you can see it as a wave as well. I'm going to do that. So this is the level of the graphics. When you do the waveform, I think it's actually okay. I used the waveform for a car where I suspected the turbo to be in poor condition, and I drove for a ride. I took it for a ride while I had the graph showing the turbo pressure to see, and for me it worked well. And of course it has the standard OBD2 features as well. I'll just briefly go through it. So it does the monitor test. Yes, and I'm pressing enter. And this is basically everything which is emission related. Inspection maintenance, since code were cleared. I think if you have seen some of my other videos, you will know what this is. But this is basically everything which is emission related due to the OBD2 standard, which came quite some years ago. So a lot of the data you actually have here is the same which we have seen when we did the diagnostics, ran through all. So, yes. Are you sure? Exit, enter. Okay. So, if you have done a recording, this will be here under the review. So, you can go knock yourself out, watch it over again. If you are doing it could be anything. You need some data logging on a ride and you cannot keep your eye on the tester or on the scan tool, you can record it and you can go through it afterwards. Basically, you can, if you have an error code you don't know what's related to, you can type it in. And the setup, whatever language, unit, you can make it say a annoying tick tick every time you touch a button. I have removed that. I don't know why it comes default like that. And help, yeah, I don't know what that is. And I guess this is a software version. Yes. Anyway, that's a Toyota hybrid. I'm now going to hook it up to the Suzuki. We'll see how it does. So right now I have hooked it up to the Suzuki, which is a SX4 model 2010. So now you know that. And what I will be doing is I will be going through the diagnostics. You have seen the rest of the menus by now, so let's enter.
So, and what you also will notice here is that this car does not support auto wind, so the ability to retrieve the vehicle identification number. But let's see how it goes anyway. At least I don't think so. I haven't hooked it up. So yeah, now it says it's an SX4. I will press F1. It's okay. We will now do the quick test. Ignition is on. And the funny thing about this scan that it's doing now, it does take a little more time than it did with the Toyota Hybrid. But rest assured that with my launch scan tool, it takes even more time. So approximately 5 minutes to scan this car. So let's wait and see how much long time it takes now. While we wait, I'll give you some other information about it. It does not have bidirectional control, which basically means you cannot activate any motor or activator through this scan tool. So if you're on the market for that, then this is not the right tool for you. It does not do ECU coding either. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, it says those has passed. Let's enter this one, read fault code. So what you can see is that there is a fault code on the servo. I'll go back. And I'm actually interested in getting the code right now. I don't think that I see it. Ah, yeah, so the error code, you see it up in the corner here. So you have it, it's fine. And view data. So, and what you can see here, that you have 12 data to look at. And it's the same. Once again, you can tick off a box. I want to see that one. And yeah, vehicle speed, it's not, since it's standing still, I'll press F1 and you have it there. And if you then press F1 again, you can have it as a waveform. Once again, only one parameter at a time can be shown as a waveform. I'll go back again and I'll go back to the modules. And once again, you can see it says it has passed, and now it shows there is a fault. So, and let's view the data which is available, and I can press 2, tick off all boxes, and I press F1, it's done. And immediately you have all the PIDs or PID which is available for this car. And you have it in a nice graphical view. Yep, that's about it. I will unhook it and wrap it up. I hope you liked this review, and it's not like just at a glance view, because as I said earlier, I have used this tool for 1 year. It did not cause any problems. I was able to read all the cars which came to my garage at that time. The main drawback, they have corrected that now, which as I said, it didn't show when I did a scan of the car and all the modules, it didn't highlight which module there was an error code stored at. They have corrected it now, and that was basically one of the main issues that I had with this scan tool. Also, I think that I forgot to mention that since this is an iCarsoft product, they come with updates for life free. So some competitors, you have to pay it after 1 or 2 years, so it will keep on being updated for as long as you want it, probably. I hope you like this review, and hope to see you soon again. Take care. Bye.